Hey everyone, I am Nixie and welcome to everything that I read in July and my little review, and we're going to talk about them. We're going to go publisher by publisher just like how I do in my haul videos, and we're going to talk about, like I say, everything that I read in July. Now it isn't as much as what I normally read. I've been kind of busy this past month and concentrating on my main channel. I did read two novels, two Danmei, this month, which I think is pretty good going. But yeah, we'll start publisher by publisher. We'll start with Kadancha first. So the first one is I read A Vampire in the Bathhouse. I think I briefly mentioned this in the whole video, but I really enjoyed this. So this is about a vampire who gets he's got a really bad hangover, and he's heard the Japanese bathhouses are really refreshing, relaxing and very rejuvenating, so he wants to go and check it out himself. So he does just that and ends up staying for a rather long time working at the bathhouse. This was a really sort of chill read. Definitely one of those where you just want to get up, get a drink, have a snack, just sit down, relax, and just have an easy read. I would recommend this one for that. Like I say, it's super easy to read. It was really fun. The characters were definitely fun as well, and it wasn't too taxing to read. It was definitely an easier read. But yeah, overall really pleasant, would recommend. Then we have one of my absolute favorite romances, full stop. We have In the Clear Moonlit Dusk, volume 8. Yeah, I freaking love these two. This is one of those romances where it actually makes you feel giddy inside, and while you're reading this, you just want to giggle and kick your feet, that type of feeling. It's so wholesome. These two are unbelievably cute together, no matter what sort of differences may happen, or outside threats might happen, you know that these two are gonna be really solid together. So this is about these two characters on the front, Yo and Kohaku. I know I'm butchering names. I always butcher names. So he is known as a prince, but she is also known as a prince as well, because she's rather tall. She has more sort of people see it as more masculine features and stuff. So a lot of the girls as well also have a crush on her. But yeah, and it's about those two. Like I say, it is super cute, really wholesome. If you haven't read this yet, I highly recommend, if you are into romances, shoujos, that sort of thing. I cannot recommend this enough, because I say, this is one of my favorite ongoing series at the minute. They're so darn cute together. And then next we have from Vertical. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, I know that, but I freaking love this series, honestly. And that is What Did You Eat Yesterday? This is volume 22. So this is from Fumi Yoshinaga, who is a veteran manga creator at this point. And this is, like I say, volume 22 is a very long series, but I really love it. It's a slice of life. It's BL, but it's half story, half cookbook. And I know I've mentioned this before, but there's just something about cooking in manga that I love. Even though it's not particularly things that I would necessarily eat, I just really enjoy reading it in manga. I don't know what it is about it, but this is one of those where I freaking love it. This is one of those where it's a very normal story. There's not any crazy massive drama going off. This is about a mature couple. Like I say, it's BL. It's a mature couple that are very sort of established in their ways, very content in their ways together. And it's just about their everyday life. One is a lawyer, one is a hairdresser, And they basically just, you know, like talk about the day over like the meals that they prep. And like I say, there isn't any like really crazy mad drama that happens in it. It's just like everyday sort of like life. Like there's a bit of gossip and stuff like this, but I feel like that's what makes it so nice to read, is that it's like a really relaxing read, because yeah, it's nothing too crazy like happens in it, but like it's so relaxing, and like the stuff in it does sound good, like the recipes and everything. But yeah, I really like this series, and like I say, I know it's not going to be everyone's like cup of tea, and some people will probably find it boring, but honestly I'm all over this, like, because some of the series that I do read like can get like pretty intense and pretty like hard on the brain sometimes. And so I love to like break up my reading with things that are just like super chill and just like super easy to read. You know, you don't need 100% of your brain power to like sort of like read it, but it's still enjoyable. And yeah, this is definitely like a comfort series for me. Like I say, I do recommend it, but I know it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And then moving on to Sublime, I read a few Sublime releases. The first one was Pink Heart Jam Beat. So this is the sequel to Pink Heart Jam. This is about two college students, both in like bands doing music. One is very much a black cat energy, the other golden retriever energy. And so it's about them in the first story, like it was about them obviously meeting, getting to know each other and getting into a relationship. And then this is sort of like after all of that. There is a little bit of drama in this, but I really like these two. I think they work really well together, but I hope we do get like a few volumes, because I really do enjoy these two characters. I really enjoyed this volume as well. But Sublime, apart from the odd couple of series, Sublime tend to not license really long series. But yeah, I hope we still get like a few volumes of this like so far, because I do, like I say, really like these two characters. And then next we have Palace of the Omega Volume 2. So this wraps up this story. I really enjoyed this. I do like Omegaverse stories. It's one of my favorite genres. And I know that that's not for everybody, but I did really enjoy this. This does have an age gap. So just be aware that is where an Omega gets politically sent to another kingdom to be married off to the King Alpha, who at the time is very young. So just be aware of that. Like I say, there is like an age gap and stuff. However, the throne gets usurped from him, so it's about them trying to take it back. But yeah, so this wraps up this story. I enjoyed it. I thought it was very enjoyable. I like how these two characters interacted with each other as well, like their like blossoming relationship over like the years and everything. But yeah, like I say, just be aware there's age gap, particularly in volume 1. And then a fantastic series I know a lot of people love is Therapy Game Restart Volume 5. I love these two as well. This is definitely like more of a dramatic series, but yeah, this is about a guy who broke up with his girlfriend. He got drunk, ended up in the bed with another man. So yeah, this is the like sequel to Therapy Game, which I think, if I remember, was only 2 volumes long. It wasn't very long at all, but I love that the creators started adding in like the brothers a little bit more. Like we get to see a little bit more of the brothers. So basically, so this is a like Therapy Game was a spin-off to Secret XXX, which was about the brothers of these two. And then we had Therapy Game, and now we have the continuation of their story, which is Therapy Game Restart. Yeah, I really like this. Like I say, there's quite a bit of drama. These two sort of like often struggle with like their emotions. Well, Minato, this character, definitely struggles with like his emotions and how to convey like different things that he's feeling due to like past trauma. that sort of thing. So you sort of like do see him develop and start to like soften his like walls a little bit. But yeah, I really love these two characters, and this is like one of my favorite like artists for like BL. Like just the way that she draws her characters, they're all so gorgeous. But yeah, I hope that this continues on for a very long time because I cannot get enough of these two characters. And then next we have Worst Soulmate Ever Proposal. So this is the sequel to Worst Soulmate Ever, another Omegaverse. These kind of remind me of Candy Color Paradox couple, in they're very like a bickering couple, but like in an Omegaverse story. That's what like these two kind of remind me of. So this is like office romance, this is enemies to lovers, definitely like fated mates. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Like I say, very like bickering, like an old married couple type of thing. But yeah, I very much enjoyed this, and I'm glad that we got to see like more of these characters, and it's like a pretty chunky volume as well, so we got a good amount of content in this one. And then next we have one of my favorite BLs, like ongoing BLs like ever, and that is The World's Greatest First Love volume 18, guys. This is a very long series and it's slow to come out as well, unfortunately. Like we only get like one volume a year if we're lucky, which makes me very sad. But apparently the creator is very sort of like strict with like her manga and like release dates and everything. But yeah, I love this so much. These are definitely old married couples. So this is old flames from school meet up again later on in life, but they are very traumatized by their first encounter. It's very slow burn, very slow burn, but we are like seeing moves. Like the past couple of volumes we've started to see like moves between these two, but I love these characters. We also have like side couples that do like get a good amount of like screen time in the series as well, so it's not all just like these two characters, which honestly, like, I'm not as bothered about the side characters just because I want these two to like get this shit together and like, you know, sort themselves out. But yeah, like I say, miscommunication, drama, like toxic, it's all of that. But yeah, same creator as Ginger Romantica, which I'm still super butthurt and super sad that we will never get like the English license of that picked up again because it's too long. And no publisher kind of like wants to touch that, so very sad that we'll only ever have like the 12 volumes in English or whatever. But yeah, at least we get this, and I freaking love this. Like I say, if you're looking for something more like slow burn, toxic, dramatic, then I do recommend this. It's like I say, it's a long ongoing series, and I don't think we're anywhere near the end of this yet either. Moving on to, let's do Viz. So Viz, we have Kaiju number 8 volume 13 came out. I freaking love this series. The manga is amazing. The manga's actually just wrapped up for like digital chapters, which is kind of sad. It feels like it's way too soon for this to wrap up, but this is about where Kaiju is a very real threat, and we have the defense force who are specially trained to take them on, and using like weapons especially designed to combat Kaiju. And we have Kafka, who has a very big secret where he underwent a certain situation and actually became a Kaiju himself. So this is about that story, and things have like been kicking off for a while now. It's very like high action. There's a lot of like very big characters in this story that don't sort of like overshine one another. They work very well. So it's not just like solely focused on Kafka, like the main character. It's not just all about him, it's about like everyone, and you really get that like team spirit. And you know, lots of people are fighting to be like the best version of themselves in this story. Yeah, the pacing is great. There's a good amount of humor in it as well, which the humor was what caught me and what really grabbed my attention, like in the first volume. But yeah, I love this series. Like I say, it feels too soon for it to be over yet with the digital chapters, so we've still got a few more volumes to come out. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Things get very, very intense in this volume. But yeah, if you haven't picked this up, I highly recommend it. The anime is just been releasing as well, which season 2 started, and I think they've been doing a great job with the anime as well. So you know, you've got all bases covered here, so definitely check it out if you haven't already. And then going back to the whole I like recipes and cooking and stuff in manga, we have Bed and Breakfast for Spirits of volume 10. We finally got a new volume. Again, I love this. So this is about a human girl who basically is promised to marry an ogre in the yokai world, in the yokai realm. And she basically sets up a restaurant because she wants to be useful. She wants to not just be like the bride of an ogre. So yeah, she sets up a restaurant. We meet a lot of like interesting characters. It's super cute read. I really, really love this, and like just the recipes and the things that she cooks for like the yokai and everything is just really enjoyable to read, guys. I really, really do enjoy like the cooking side of manga. But yeah, if you haven't read that, highly recommend it. Super cute. Moving on to Yen Press. Now guys, if you are looking for a BL that is wholesome, almost too sweet, will give you Cavity's level of sweetness, then look no further than Saski Amino volume 10. This came out a little while ago, but I've really just got around to like reading it. One of my favorites, like these two, like, you know, when you read a couple and it's just like, oh, they're just meant to be. Like this is like Saski Amino, like they are freaking adorable together. There's no like drama and toxic people around them, which I really appreciate. You know, like people, when they discover like that they are a gay couple, people sort of like act like how they should act. Like there's no like, oh that's gross, that's disgusting, blah blah blah. Like people are like very accepting, as they should be, with like this couple. And like I say, the way that they are together is so cute. Like Saski is at college now, Mino is still at high school, so it's about their relationship and how they're navigating that as well together, like seeing each other, making time for each other. But yeah, they're just so adorable, guys. Like I freaking love them so much. And then next we have Springtorm and Monster, same creator as Cheeky Brat. I enjoyed this. It's definitely like, I find that this creator series are definitely not for the very like toxic problematic kind of like series and romances, but I'm kind of like all here for it. So this is about a man and a woman who sort of like get together. They both have children, and it's about the two children, so like the step siblings situation. So this is about delinquent guy, sort of introverted, keeps to herself kind of girl. He is very problematic, starts sort of like obsessing over her because she gives him like a bit of attention, but he's also like never gotten sort of like positive attention from people, if that makes sense. But yeah, very toxic, dramatic. People will see it as definitely problematic, so like just be aware of that going into it. And like I say, step siblings, obviously not related by blood, but I know people don't enjoy that sort of like storyline either, but I've been enjoying it. I like this creator's work, so yeah, I've been enjoying it. And then we have a series that, guys, not like, I don't hear people talking about this series, and I don't understand why, because it's super freaking cute. We have Me and My Beast Boss. This is volume 3. Guys, if you were like the child who loved Beauty and the Beast, and how like the Beast was to Belle, guys, read this. Like, just read it anyway. It's so cute. It's so freaking cute. And like, not enough people talk about this. So this is obviously, like, from the title implies and everything, is that this is in a world where there's humans, beast folk, and then like alpha beast folk. So humans of course seen as the lowest of the low, like incompetent, incapable of doing stuff, and a lot of like beast folk often bully humans. And then there's like the beast folk are sort of like humans with like animal qualities, like they might have like ears, like they have enhanced eyesight, smell, hearing, maybe a tail, that sort of thing. And then there's like a step above that where like the humans are more beast than like human. So this is about Saki, who is the human lady, and she's very competent. She does her job very well. She's got all of these like big ideas, and she's very good at what she does, but she was like bullied by like her boss, who was a beast folk. And then she got a job working as the CEO's secretary, who is one of these like alpha beast folk. And he is lovely. He's lovely, guys. He's so nice. He like genuinely sees her for her and her capabilities and her competence, and he sort of like really protects her against like the other beast folk and lets her really shine. He like trusts her. He takes her opinion very seriously, and you know, just treating her like a person, not like a status. But yeah, so it's about these two. It's a romance, guys. It's adorable. It's honestly so cute. I really enjoyed this volume as well. We're seeing like things develop a little bit between Mr. Atlas and Saki, and it's so cute, and you should pick it up if you're interested in romance, because yeah, it's adorable. I love these two. Like I say, if you obsessed over like Beauty and the Beast when you were younger, like hello, pick this up. And then we have Hell is Dark with No Flowers, volume 1. I do have volume 2 to read, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I didn't really know what I was getting myself into when I picked this up, but I very much enjoyed it. So this is about a guy who stumbles upon this place, and inside is a very intriguing character who basically judges like demons, yokai that sort of like take human form, and judges them on like crimes that they've committed. Very interesting story so far. I'm very intrigued to get into volume 2 to see like what other characters we meet and like things that they've been up to. But yeah, it's very intriguing story so far. I did very much enjoy this one. Like I said, I'm intrigued to see what happens in volume 2 and to see like how things develop. So moving on to our last publisher, we have 7 Seas. So like I say, I read 2 novels this month, and that being his Husky. The Husky is White Cat Shausen or Erha, volume 5 and volume 6, guys. So yeah, I read volume 6, and then I've kind of like took a little bit of a break. I really want to continue reading on, but after reading volume 6, I know that we're about to hit the pain train again, because volume 6 was a very fun read. It was like really pleasant after like getting over the like trauma of like 4 and 5. 6 was like a very nice like breath of fresh air, and I know that as soon as I continue reading on, that volume 7 is, we're gonna be getting back to the drama and the pain. So if you don't know, The Husky and His White Cat is it follows the story about Moran, who basically he went through a very traumatic experience which led him down a path of death, destruction, and hatred, basically. And wherever he went, he basically flattened cities, murdered thousands of people, and overall wasn't a very pleasant guy. He went on to become like the emperor, who led with fear. And then basically on his dying day, he had like regrets about like how he lived his life, and he wondered like how, like, would this have gone differently if like certain things hadn't happened or whatever. And then next thing you know, he wakes up back in his 15-year-old self body, back in time. So he has a second chance at life, and it goes very differently this time around. But yeah, I have been like obsessing over this story since I read it, and I've like been binging it. But like I say, I took a little bit of a break after 6 because from what I've heard from other people who have been reading this series, like it does, like volume 9 just came out and it does get pretty hard to read. So I've kind of been pulling it off. I've been reading Ballad of Sword and Wine, volume 1, trying to get through that, but I keep thinking about this series, so I don't know, like I might have to like just carry on going through. I think it's 11 volumes in total, but I believe volume 11 is going to be like extra side stories, so like the main story will finish at volume 10, I think. So volume 9 just recently released, and then 10 will release later on this year, so I'm in two minds whether to just like carry on reading or to wait until like final volumes come out and then binge through the rest and like get through the hurt and the pain, because there is a lot of hurt and there is a lot of pain in this series. Like I think it was volume 4, like I almost like bawled my eyes out. But yeah, very enjoyable series though, very much enjoying it though, guys. Next we have, I read this last night actually, It Takes More Than a Pretty Face to Fall in Love. We have volume 1, and I also read volume 2 as well. I'm not sure when volume 3 comes out, so I'll have to have a look at that. But I enjoyed this, a romance series. So this is an interesting story, like the way that it starts out. So this is about a school that's not doing very well. They're not getting a lot of like students coming in or applying to like go there. And we see this guy here who is sort of on the verge of being expelled from school. He doesn't really care that much, but to stop him from being expelled, the principal basically said, hey, we have this Instagram account for the school, get us to 100,000 followers, and we won't expel you, like get students coming in, because he is a very attractive person and people do show their interest a lot to him. So principal's trying to obviously use him to get like more students in and stuff, but the goal is to get 100,000 followers. He is technology like illiterate, like he's not on social media, he doesn't know how it works. Cue this lady here who is obsessed with pretty faces. You know, she can be talking to her pretty face and she has no idea what is being said to her because she's so engrossed in faces. Which sounds very shallow, obviously. But yeah, it's about those two and obviously trying to get this account to 100,000 followers. I've very much been enjoying it so far. But like I say, obviously, like she comes across as like quite shallow in the beginning, with obviously just being so distracted by faces. But yeah, I very much enjoyed that. Next we have in the Megaverse, we have You Are My Alpha. So this is childhood friends. They are both alphas who go to the same school. One of them has feelings for the other but is happy to just sort of like be best friends with them, because obviously they are both alphas, and then things happen, things get said, and yeah, things develop. Very enjoyable, like one shot. I really enjoyed these two. I do love a friends to lovers storyline. I love an Omegaverse story as well, so this was a very pleasant read. Highly recommend it if you are into Omegaverses as well. Super cute story. Next we had another one shot. We have Wanna Be My Dress Up Lover. So this is an office romance between a subordinate and his boss. This is about a guy who works hard at the office, but he likes to let off a bit of steam, so he got a part-time job at a maid cafe, dressing up, you know, as a maid on a Saturday night, until the guy who he hates from his office comes in, and then things develop from there. So this is like a enemies to lovers story. Like I say, it revolves around like an older middle-aged gentleman, but yeah, office romance. It's super cute, like actually, some of the things that happen, but yeah, I really enjoyed this. I like an office setting as well, but yeah, I really enjoyed this one shot. Very easy to read, nothing like super dramatic or like toxic, but yeah, very enjoyable read. Next, final thing is a series. I've been super into this, so I'm gonna butcher the name. I know I'm gonna butcher the name. Gacha Couta. So I read volume 3, volume 4, volume 5, volume 6. I love these covers, by the way, like the characters on these covers. And then it just released volume 7. Yeah, I freaking love these covers so much, and how they like are very sort of like the colors that they use, like each one has their own like color accent. Very, like, I really like these covers. I really like this series as well. The animes just started airing. I've watched a couple of the episodes. I think they've done a great job. Like, the style of it is very much in keeping with the manga. So this is about Ruda, who lives in the slums, and then on the sort of like the posh side, the snooty side, people throw away things like very quickly. Like if it just gets a bit of dirt on it, they'll throw it away rather than like wash it, or like if it's slightly broken, they will just throw it away and buy a new one. Very sort of like wasteful. So Ruda sees he sees value in these items that people throw away. Like, you know, things can be fixed, things can be cleaned, like, you know, things can be used again, and if you just take care of things, then they will like last, and people will see like value in these items. So basically he gets framed for something, and so these people, if they come across criminals, they basically throw them into this thing called the pit, and it's massive giant just like hole. Basically it's where they throw all of the trash. Criminals just get thrown in there, and it's just a abyss. So basically Ruda gets framed for a crime, gets thrown in the pit. Turns out there's actually a whole society and a whole world in this pit. So he's trying to find out who framed him, what happened, and trying to get back up to the surface. But the thing is because he's come from the surface, he is very much a wanted person, because basically people from the sphere, they call them, are worth a lot. So he's also a very wanted person. So he luckily comes across this like organization called the Cleaners, and it's people who have these special abilities to use certain items as weapons. So they call them the vital instruments, and it's basically items that people have cared for and have like loved for a very long time. It gets explained that it's kind of like these items have a soul, and so these givers, people who can use the vital instruments, can draw out the power and like I say, use them as weapons, use them as abilities, that sort of thing. It's a very interesting concept and very interesting story that I've very much been enjoying. As you can sort of like tell, I binged through these volumes this month. But yeah, I really like this series. It's good action. I like the characters that are in it. The storyline is like a really good pace, and things keep happening that keep you interested in it as well. Like I say, the anime has just come out, so I think there's like 3-4 episodes, and they have very much done the manga justice, I would say. Kept in with like the style. I watch it in sub, and I think that the voice actors are really good, like for the characters that they've chosen. But yeah, so that's everything that I read this month. Like I say, it's not as much as what I usually read, but like I say, I did read 2 novels, so like that's probably why as well. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this sort of like more in-depth video, sort of talking about things, like a bit of a review video on the things that I've read. If you did enjoy this format and this like type of video, definitely let me know, because I can do more of this sort of like a monthly video roundup if you guys want to see that. So let me know in the comments, or like this video. That will also let me know that you're interested in this. But yeah, I shall leave this one here for now, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye everyone.